Round one is done, set in stone, right? The race that brought a lot of interesting things. I did say yesterday that if people like Lawson and Antonelli can like at least climb up and prove that hey they can do something. In fact, it was going to be raining, so it was going to be a good result for them. And Lawson just decides to bin it. Doesn't complete his race, but Antonelli does very good. Welcome. This is a shortened. I know I said shortened in the other video, and it was like almost 25 minutes. This is a shortened review of the race, talking about the winners, the losers, talking about some storylines, talking about the race in general, surprises, non-surprises, and if you do enjoy it, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, we start off in a race in race conditions that would fit the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, seeming like he started in third place, and it's rain. Let's not forget he's a god in the rain. So is Lewis Hamilton, was starting in ninth place. So we expected, I expected him to climb up actually. I expected him to finish P6, P5. I mean, as much as the qualifying pace of Albon was impressive. It's a Williams at the end of the day before the first race. I just thought, hey, he was just lucky. He at least amongst also him having pace, he was fortunate to extract that pace and put it in P6. So I thought that was just a position that he's keeping for someone. I thought Hamilton was gonna climb up, Leclerc I thought was gonna climb up, and it was looking like that though. During the race, of course, I think it was somewhere down to like it was a battle between Piastri and Max for second place, which I don't think McLaren liked that. They had the outright fastest car, but then they still had to battle a four-time world champion. And that just shows that Max isn't just the car. Max is more than just the car, and he did, was battling a McLaren. And then it like switched from rain to dry, then back to rain. So that's always a um a weather pattern that confuses a lot of teams because like even just watching it, right? Like when it was in dry going to wet conditions, I think it was like 15 or 20 laps to go, and few teams tried to gamble. I mean, McLaren tried to gamble until both Lando and Piastri like fucked it in the second to last corners, and they decided to bail and get the Inters. But Max stayed out for I think two more laps, and even he couldn't ride the storm because he just had to come in, and Ferrari did a Ferrari thing, man. Let me create some space. Ferrari, Ferrari, man. First of all, right? Like my car is Charles Leclerc, right? My car is wet. This race engineer, must be the rain. Like, yeah, it definitely is the rain. And Lewis just got the full treatment of Ferrari, like a comment I just saw, which was, finding a car with a very snappy rear end, and also being being kept on hard tires in the rain. Where have we seen that before? Only in the Ferrari garage. I thought their strategy blunders were done because I feel if they dived in, same. I feel like if they dived in the pits the same time as Lando did, as Piastri did, and left Max alone there, right? And Yuki as well didn't go in. I feel like if they entered at the same time, it was on for third place. I feel third place was up for grabs for Lewis or even Leclerc, really. But nope, they didn't. They found themselves P8 and P10. So that's something you don't really want to have, but impressors, I feel like, yeah, so that was like a recap of my thing. So let's now do a winners and losers section of the Grand Prix. So I'm gonna start with, of course, the losers, and as you can tell by the my previous thumbnail, get Lawson out of there, man. Lawson, Jesus, he needs to be saved. He needs to be saved. That car is not for him. That car, in fact, Red Bull should just forget about having a second driver, because no second driver, maybe apart from Checo, has done anywhere close to Max Verstappen. I say only Checo because Checo has won races. Checo has got pole position. Checo has got over what 300 points in a season before, even though he was like really gapped. But like he has done what that Red Bull could do. You know, at the time, Red Bull could win races left, right, and center. Checo won some races. He even tricked himself that he's in the title fight. You know, he's. I cannot compare him to Bottas, his second driver role at Mercedes, but it was close enough. And no one before or after Checo now has been that close. So, hey, just suck off the second car, sell it, and just focus on one guy until he leaves, because that car is only drivable by one person, and there's no way about. As much as I would want, um, Yuki to be in that car, I feel like maybe you would have the same, if not the most underwhelming season. Maybe you have like a Gasly season where it wasn't that bad, but compared to the car that he was in and how good the car was, that is how that's how he was binned off. So yeah, losers section, Lawson, man. Sorry, man, but hey, this car is just not for you, and it's fine. It's fine. No one can be good at everything. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Another loser is Oliver Behrman, who, as much as yeah, he recovered from starting last P14, I feel like it was a very underwhelming debut compared to how he was perceived. I mean, he was the most highly rated rookie, even more than Antonelli. And look what Antonelli did. From P16 to P4. I mean, yeah, it was P5, but then after the penalty, it's been rescinded. So yeah, you would expect at least maybe him being like P11 or P10 maybe, sneaking a point. But hey, I'm just saying, like, compared to the hype, it's really under delivered. Another loser is quite frankly Lewis Hamilton. Uh, you don't. It's not really nice, especially it's not really nice when you finish in a position that you didn't qualify. You finish two places down to a position that you qualified in. Sure, the dries, the thingy was confusing, but then the strategy as well kind of like screwed him over, which is why his loser section is tied with Ferrari in general. Just do even Leclerc, Ferrari in general just like lost it. How do you keep your drivers on hard tires when it's raining? They asked, it's not even their decision. They asked them, should we come in? It's really slippy out here. I'm waiting on you. Same thing with what Max did. He asked that I'm waiting on you, right? And the difference is with Red Bull strategists and Ferraris, they brought Max in they brought Max in like a lap later after he showed concern that he cannot keep this running straight and fast for the majority of the race. Whereas they kept Lewis for another 2 laps on hard wets, on hard tires, man. I get it. In the game, sometimes hard tires work as wet tires. Yeah, in like the F1 2012 game, I've tried that once. It lasts like 3 laps. You get like good laps of grip. But that's a game. No. Ferrari shouldn't be playing F1 2012. No, no, like no. So Ferrari in general lost out big, and also other rookies like Bortoleto and Haja who failed to see the flag. I was really expecting Haja to sneak into P10. It was Carlos Sainz's position to lose, who also is a loser, but I'll get back into that. But yeah, it's a wet. He's a rookie, so we just um we just move with that. We move, man. We will move. So yeah, and also Carlos Sainz crashing out is something that you don't is not something you'd want, especially on a racetrack that you won last year. Yes, context is important. He was a Ferrari, and also Max crashed out. But hey, 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 hey. Um, Jesus Christ. So that's like the majority of the losers I could put in. Everyone else finished in the position that I expected them to finish, except for this winner. This is now the winners section, and Lance Stroll. I see you, P7. I see you. I see you. I see you, Lance. No, don't worry. I see you, Lance. I see you, P6. In fact, I see you. Ooh. No incident in a rain in a wet to dry to wet race? No crashing, no nothing, just pure going from P14 to P6. Hey, I see you. I see you, Lance. I see you. Okay, okay. Nothing more said. Congratulations, Lance. I see you. Yeah, I see you. Another winner is Nico Hulkenberg, who just scored the most points that Stake F1 Sauber whatever had. Like he scored more points this race than they had the whole of 2024. Like, deep that with his P7 finish. I mean, this is what we expect from Hulkenberg. This is a guy who can put cars in points paying positions where they're not supposed to be. Remember, he was coming from P17. These people climbed hell. I mean, yeah, the crashes helped. That's the thing with wet races, right? It's when there's a lot of carnage. 14 drivers finished this race out of 20. So there's a lot of like help from gaining places from someone crashing out, gaining places from someone spinning out, and then they lose out. Like how Antonelli as well. Although Antonelli was low key, that one was on his own. That was on his own, but I'll speak on him later. But like yeah, with Nico, keep the car straight. Put the race, put the car in a very I've just realized. So I'm looking at the 2025 standings and on Google, and let me just it's showing Nico Hulkenberg is driving for Haas. Like, so I was trying to see, maybe I was looking at like an old season, but nah, this is 2025, and you know Nico is driving for Haas. Sure, Bing, sure, Bing. Yeah, this is why. But yeah, back to regular schedule thing. So Nico, solid work. Put the car straight. Put in P7, 6 points. They're gonna love that. They are going to love that. And who else is going to love their points paying position is Kimi Antonelli. Like my guy single-handedly, right? Like just go past so many drivers. Yes, the rain was involved. Like I keep stressing this, crashes happened, but guys, you have to be there to earn, to be lucky. You have to be there you just have to be there and be ready for luck to hit you. Just like I keep saying about George Russell, who again is another winner. But with Antonelli, he was there. His car was straight. He didn't fuck it up that much, unless after he got past Hulkenberg and then spun it like at I think that was turn four, and yeah, almost hit the barriers, but was lucky. Then had to pass Hulkenberg again, and then continue on. But yeah, clean, solid race. He's now the second young man to score points in F1. Of course, the first being Max. But yeah, it's very not just a solid performance, but a wonderful performance from a rookie that no one was expecting, and no one was uh sort of like buying the hype. I mean, sure, I also was sick of the hype because it was like, oh, he's the next Max, he's the next Lewis. I just would rather see his performance first rather than to judge. So I've seen it. He's cooked 10 points. Hey, downhill Mercedes real good, who also had another driver on a podium, in fact. George Russell. You see, I said this about George Russell. I keep mentioning this fact. The video will be right here. Here. Um, George Russell is a future world champion. Not because of his like blistering pace or because of this, because he's there. He's just there. Remember how Kimi won the championship with Ferrari in I think that was 2010 or 2011? In fact, no, that was when was Crashgate? Oh my God. When was Crashgate? Okay, I'm gonna put when Crashgate was. But yeah, that season where Lewis and Fernando were fighting each other and Kimi was just there. 2008, right? 2008. Oh my God. Yeah, 2008. Huh? 2002? No, no, that's too far. 2008. 8. I'm gonna stick with 2008. So 2008, right? That was Kimi was just there in third place. He was getting the third places, fastest laps. He was just there. Whenever they fuck up, they crash out. He's just there. When Lewis beached it in China, who was there? Kimi to win the race. So Kimi won the championship not because he had the fastest car or he was the fastest driver at the time. He won it because he was there and he reaped the benefits of just being there. Hence George Russell. George Russell gives me that same vibe as well. He looks like someone who's just going to be there. I mean, McLaren looked like they're the fastest team already. Like both drivers are going to get P1, P2 all the time, unless they have races like in Melbourne where Oscar falls off and has a horrible race. Of course, no fault of his own. Accidents happen, but yeah, if that happens, then Max can be there. But like George is someone like I said is just gonna be there and get the maximum points that he can, and he did this time with a podium and 15 points for Mercedes with 10 points from with Kimi's that puts them in 25 points. So that's a good start for them, and good stuff for Russell. A podium on the first race. Go on. Yeah, I think I've spoken of Alex Albon a bit. He's another winner. Um, 12 points in one race for Williams is massive. You know how like last season their biggest points totals were always gonna be like or like P7s, like 8 points, 6 points, and 4 points as well. But 12 from one driver in one go is impressive. Not only not two drivers combining for 12, but like just just the fact that a their car crashed out and they still were celebrating at the end of the weekend is Williams and the up, who also are a winner together with Albon. They're so up right now, and it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see. Gone are the days where they would languish in 17 P16 and only have straight line speed. In the wet, the car looked good, and yeah, on to the next bit, which is oh wait, what the fuck? So, I think I've been saying Albon had P4 this whole time. No, Antonelli got P4. He was given a 5-second penalty, but then now it's been rescinded. So, everything I said about Albon, P5. Not 12 points, but 10. And Anthony gets a 10, but you get the idea. So, yeah. And of course, man, McLaren, Lando, finally kept his head straight, was able to keep Max behind him for like, the whole race, and wasn't scared. Whenever that rear wing opened, he wasn't scared. And yeah, Russell maybe. I mean, Lando, world champion this time. Hmm. Maybe he does a Damien Hill. He wins the championship because he has the fastest car, not because he's the fastest driver, but because he has the fastest car. Who knows? Who knows? Otherwise, that's all I'm gonna say because there's nothing more I can say other than thanks for watching. Hope you reached here, and yeah, the season's gonna give me a full-time job now. Wow, 2 videos in 2 days. This is a first. This is a literal first. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, like, please, and